So I'm going to take on DoorDash's opportunity to become a top dasher because I want to see if being a top dasher is going to earn me more money on DoorDash. There's a lot of scuttlebutt going around the GigTube channels lately that top dasher might be the way to go, and I'm going to test it out myself. My name is John McFall, and I want to welcome you to the McFallRI channel, where I teach you how to make money and I teach you how to manage the money that you are making. In today's video, I want to talk to you about a challenge that I have for myself, and that challenge is to see if becoming a top dasher on DoorDash is going to actually earn me more money on DoorDash. So today I want to kind of break down to you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it so that I can see if it does improve. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am working food delivery part-time on top of my full-time job. The biggest reason that I've been working food delivery lately is because I've been waiting on my wife to be able to get her green card so that she could start working. So I have to make sure that I have enough income coming in to take care of my bills. Well, my wife got her work permit. She started working. So one good thing about this is I do not have to rely on food delivery as a prominent source of income anymore. So I'm going to take advantage of this situation and kind of walk through the Top Dasher program to see if it's going to help me get better orders on DoorDash and help me make more money, because I don't have to rely on it for the income, so I can afford to take some lower orders to maybe get up my stats up on DoorDash so I can get the top dasher. So I want to talk to you about how I'm going to do this challenge for myself and make sure that I give it enough time to get enough data to see if it really helps me improve. So here's how the challenge is going to work for myself. The first month, I'm going to do everything like I do it currently as a multi-apper. I'm going to go out there and do my normal strategies. I'm going to record all of the numbers on my spreadsheet. I talk to you guys all the time about the metric spreadsheet and how this helps you keep track of what you're doing when you're out there. And I'm going to take a look at the numbers overall to see if my income improves. I'm going to take a look at the dollars to mile. I'm going to take a look at the dollars to time. I'm also going to take a look at the average per order. I'm going to measure this throughout this first month, and I'm starting on September 1st is when I'm starting this, and I'm going to do 3 different phases through this challenge. The first one is, as I said, it's going to be my normal strategy. I'm going to see where I'm at and see how I'm doing overall as a multi-apper and cherry picking the hell out of these apps. The second phase is I'm going to actually focus on becoming a top dasher. When I want to become a top dasher, there's a few things that I need to make sure that I'm doing with the ratings on DoorDash. I'm going to throw up my current ones right here so you guys can take a look at them. The first one is my customer satisfaction rating. Obviously, this is important when you're trying to be a top dasher. They say that the higher this number is, the better orders that you're going to see come across your phone. So how am I going to improve my customer satisfaction rating? The biggest thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ramp up my communication when it comes to the customers that are ordering. When I am getting to the restaurant, I'm going to send them a text to let them know that I've arrived. When I leave the restaurant, I'm going to send them a text that says, hey, I put your food in my hot bag and I'm on the way. I'm also going to send a third text that says, hey, I really appreciate your tip, and if you would, please leave a high rating for me, as this is going to really help me out. And typically what I've found is about 20% of the people will leave a rating, and if you ask them for a high rating and you give them good customer service, you ought to be able to get a high customer satisfaction rating. So this is the first one that I'm going to take a look at. My acceptance rating yes, I'm going to take as many orders as I can within limits. Obviously, I'm not going to go broke doing this, but I'm going to take as many orders as I can, and I'm going to actually try to get my rating up to 100%. I want to see what that does, so I'm going to really try to do that. The way I'm going to do it is this, is I'm staying away from the hot spots, because hot spots are areas where a lot of orders are coming in, and the pay on a lot of these orders just absolutely suck. I'm going to go to my sweet spots for DoorDash. I know exactly where I'm going to get better orders so that I can try to avoid getting these really low, you know, 225 or 275 or 325 orders that DoorDash likes to send out in their hotspots. So this is how I'm going to handle that. The third one is my completion rating. I'm not going to give back any orders on DoorDash, and I'm going to get my stats up to 100% on my completion rating by completing every single order that I get from them. The final one that I'm going to work on raising is my on time and early rating, and this is another one that's really important. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to run DoorDash only when I'm out here trying to get Top Dasher on the platform, so that I can make sure that I'm going right from restaurant to drop and restaurant to drop, or restaurant drop, however it comes across on the platform. I'm going to make sure that I'm just doing specifically DoorDash while I'm trying to raise these rates, so I can get that rate as much as possible up. And then in my third month, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there as a Top Dasher, still working on the platform, and I'm going to see what these stats raised as high as I can get them are going to do for me on the back end, and see if it actually makes me some more money. I want to see if DoorDash sends me better orders because I become a Top Dasher, and if I get all of my stats as high as I can, I should be getting the best orders theoretically, so this is what I'm going to try to do. The last thing I'm going to do is I am going to try a month where I am a Top Dasher, but I'm also multi-apping. I want to see if I get my rates up and become a Top Dasher, and then mix that into being a multi-apper, if I can even increase my income even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue being a Top Dasher, but I'm also going to incorporate Grubhub and Uber Eats into the mix to see what this gives me, and see if I can actually ramp up the amount that I'm making overall as a multi-apper by being a Top Dasher on DoorDash. Remember, you just have to end the month at the high stats that DoorDash requires for Top Dasher, but during the month you can cherry pick as much as you want, and then by the end of the month you just get your stats back up and you are still Top Dasher for that following month. So I have literally three and a half weeks where I can cherry pick as normal, and I can do it as a Top Dasher, and then that last week I'm going to really have to focus on getting those stats back up if I see it's beneficial to me. Finally, if I see that this works on DoorDash, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to do the same thing on Grubhub. I'm going to raise all my stats up. I'm going to schedule blocks on a regular basis, and I'm going to see if this increases the amount of money that I can make with Grubhub. So sit back and enjoy this series. I'm going to actually open up a brand new playlist with this video so that you guys can come to it and check out to see how everything is going with this over the next 3 or 4 months, so I can give you guys all the numbers, I can give you guys all the stats, and I can give you guys an idea if Top Dasher is something that's really worth going for you. So I'm going to open up a new playlist. Keep your eye out for it, and once a week I'm going to put a video together that talks about what I did the previous week during this challenge, so you guys can kind of follow with me and join with me on this. And if you really want to try it yourself, go ahead and try it. I've talked about being Top Dasher if DoorDash is a single app that you are using when you're out there. I've said it before in a lot of videos. Now I'm going to test it to see if it helps me as a multi-apper make even more money, because as I said at the beginning of the video, there's a lot of people out here that are talking about Top Dasher now and how it's beneficial to you if you are one. So hope you enjoyed the video today. I look forward to this challenge and bringing you guys along. I want to remind you that down here in my description I have some great tools for you. The one I want to talk to you about today is my metric spreadsheet. If you want to know where you are and how you're doing while you're out here, the only way that you can is to keep track of your numbers. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen real quick so you guys can check it out. If you look at the left-hand side, you'll see I always put my start time and my end time. This gives me the total time that I've worked. I also put in the miles. If you look to the right then, you'll see for each individual app, I put the time that I've worked, the dollars that I made, along with the number of deliveries. Head to the bottom then, and you'll see it calculates out what your average dollar per hour, dollar per mile, and your average per order. If you want to get better at doing food delivery, you've got to start keeping track of your numbers. Go down into my description and grab this free download for yourself. Also would like to ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Finally, I want to say I hope that you are out there getting the money that you and your family deserve. And with that, I want to say thanks.